Yo, it's Rannel. Catch me on the Quotables podcast where everyday conversations turn into timeless quotes. I made Lil Uzi Vert's first single cover artwork. I reached out to Don Cannon and he's like, yo, I got this artist, Lil Uzi Vert, and he's about to release his first album. And then we're trying to release a single leading up to it. If you look at that cover, you could kind of see where the inspiration for the sculpture is ahead, because I was real, as I said at the beginning, into Greek mythology. I was supposed to make what was the first tape he released? I was supposed to make that cover art. That's one thing I regret, bro. I lacked, bro.
What happened?
Because it's school, bro.
Oh, you're talking about Love is Rage?
I think so. Love is Rage. Yeah, Love is Rage. Yeah. So I got an opportunity to like make that cover. But bro, at the time, I didn't realize nor see like, oh, Uzi's gonna be this big ass artist. But yeah, because of school and shit, I was just like, man, they're asking for a lot. But I still did it, but I wish I would have put my full effort. But the cover for Made a Million went through. I've been like having to train myself also to like just, you know what I mean? Like just be camera ready. Because bro, it's a whole different thing being on camera and explaining some shit. Yep. And then it's like just being in a real conversation and forgetting the cameras are on and shit. So
and then
I'm already knowing.
Overthinking those filler words too.
No, you really do.
Oh yeah, blah blah blah.
Yeah. The one thing I noticed too is just like when you look at a recording again, and then it's just like you realize what words you always repeat.
Yeah.
That's the shit I hate. I'm like, damn, I be saying that. I'd be like, yo, nah, that's crazy.
That's the first thing you notice.
Yeah.
Because when we started this podcast, I'll be live streaming and shit. And, you know, just shit like that, you watch it back and you like, certain words, like, bro, I be editing this shit trying to take the words out. Like, God damn, I say that a lot. Like,
like, you just like, oh, shit. But it's cool, though. It trains you, though.
Yeah,
because even in, like, real life conversations, especially when it comes to just, I don't know, meetings and stuff like that, kind of just
presentations.
You, like, how to be more precise with what you're saying and how you say
What's that one word you repeat a lot?
The one word I repeat? You see, I feel like if I see it now, people going to be looking at it.
There's going to be a sticker at the bottom.
Right. But, you know, it's crazy. I feel like it's a couple. Like, you won't even really notice, but I want to say, man, I don't even know. It's a couple, I guess. Literally,
I would say mine. Like I say yes sir a lot.
Yes sir. Yeah. I'd be like, my homie just hit me today. He's like, man, you always say let's get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, or you know what I mean? You feel me? That's another word. Yeah. So I'll say that stuff a lot. Yeah.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Nah, but I seen your videos. They I mean, it seems natural to me. Like, I don't know how long you've been, you know, working on it, but I've seen recently the ones you've been consistent with. Yeah. They come off very natural. I'm glad the last one you just posted. Yeah. I was watching it to see, because I do this shit. So I was watching it to see like if you had like cuts in it. Yeah. And you didn't. I was like, wait. Was this one take? Like, how to...
Man, nah, it'd be, you know, it's crazy because it'd be one take. I think one of the things that helped me the most, because right now I'm like in that pivotal moment of, I want to say my career where I'm like, damn, bro, I had to figure out my biggest strengths, right? And like, obviously making art is one of the biggest strengths, but like taking advantage too of just like teaching and like really like putting people on game. You feel me? Because y'all know me, like off camera too, when we talk, our conversations are just like full of just with anybody that I'm really close with or talk business with, our conversations are full of just like insightful shit. You feel me? Like putting game on. And genuine, So it's almost like, I think one of my other biggest strengths, especially like as I'm like, yo, I want to get further with this art stuff. Like I feel like there's a point you could get to with making art, right? Especially these days, as easily accessible it is. But to level it up, it's like people also want to look up to somebody that is gonna like really help guide them into a certain area. For sure. Of like where they're trying to get to with what their, you know, career is. So I started taking advantage of that, man. And just like really just focusing on just like, okay, now it's time to talk to the people. You know, like I've been showing what I can do. Like
Yeah.
niggas know what's up. You know? It's like let me talk to the people and like really just put on game. Like whether you're a young freelancer designer and figuring out who I'm really talking to as well. So when it comes to those videos, one of the biggest advice somebody told me when recording was just like, yo, instead of talking to the camera, try to talk to, you know what I'm saying, like the person that you're trying to actually put on game. And that person, I think, is that young freelancer designer, just like me at the computer and shit, you know?
Just trying to learn some shit real quick. Like, how do I do this? Like,
my homie, shouts out to Micah. He's a homie that really told me that because he also did, you know, a lot of like, you know, podcast stuff and just like, you know, production and work with just actors, shit like that.
I think that's beautiful. I think at this stage, I think the word was you become a resource.
Yeah.
Like you want to become a resource for the next person. So they,
exactly,
lack of a better term, they're pitting you at a higher level. Because there is a glass ceiling for a lot of like a lot of fields.
Yeah.
100%. But it's whoever's coming up next is going to covet your work.
Yeah.
And how are they going to know about your work if you're not giving back, if you're not communicating?
Yeah, you know, one of the like I think one of the biggest inspirations with that too, right before Virgil died, because, you know, that's one artist that I'm like, oh shit. Like, I mean, all of us are like,
he figured it out.
He figured it out. But if you looked on his website, like he had this whole instructional manual and shit, like on how to get an LLC, all that shit. And I'm like, damn, like if somebody that didn't know, like as somebody that probably like whether you're a kid or whether you're someone just getting out of college and like are just getting in the field, like you know, he was putting niggas on game.
Yeah,
like, he had how to get the LLC and all that. So it was simple stuff you probably know, but
I ever see that quote where he's like, I want people to copy Off-White?
Yeah.
Like he was like, I set out to make it a spoof.
It's a blueprint.
I want people to follow this. Like this is how you do it.
Yeah.
Bro, it's really a formula to this.
Yeah,
like it really is. Sure. And once you get to that certain level, you start realizing it. And I started realizing it too, just like working with different people. But as I was like, yo, in order to get to that next level, I'm looking at people at that next level. And one thing they got is structure and like organization and shit. And I'm like, okay, you got to implement that team.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like
that's big. The right team too.
The right one for sure.
Nah, that's big. But you know, with that being said, you know, we here at Quotables.
Yes,
we got Rannel in the house.
Come on, man.
World-renowned graphic designer amongst many other things. But I will say, you know, like he just said, tap into his Instagram, learn some things. If you're a graphic designer, you try to pick up some tips. He's giving out free game.
And not only, I want to pinpoint too, like not only a graphic designer, just an artist too. You feel me? Like
doing sculptures and shit.
Yeah, like, you know, whether you're just like creative entrepreneur.
Yeah, there we go.
Feel me?
Yeah.
Creative entrepreneur, tap in.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, I love that. Actually, yo, that's crazy. That's what I have in my Instagram bio. Creative entrepreneur, like word
for real?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm a creative and an entrepreneur. Yeah, my name.
It's levels to it, bro.
Yeah.
Like
you gotta blend both, bro.
Nah, for real. You know, the further you get, the more skills you obtain. Bro.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Sure.
So it just makes you more than just, you know, nothing against graphic designers, like, you know what I'm saying? But as a graphic designer, you know, I felt like that was one point. And then as I started making the sculptures and stuff like that, I'm like, dang,
like,
I'm
I could
learning
do
a
other
whole
shit.
nother skill set that I didn't even know. Shouts out to quarantine, man, all that time.
Yeah. Oh shit! Yeah. Oh, whole time I'm thinking, he said quarantine. I'm like, that must be like
an artist.
That must be like a design studio or some shit. Somebody that I was about to be like, yeah, shout out quarantine for
man,
you know putting them on to
trauma,
that.
bro. You didn't even want to remember what it was. That's that trauma, bro. We were stuck inside.
Yeah,
God, damn.
That shit was a blip.
What's the most fire thing you made during quarantine?
The most fire thing?
Or maybe not made, but like the skill you learned during that.
The most fire skill was making them sculptures.
Yeah.
For real, like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. If it wasn't for that time, I want to say, because during that time, I was popping off with like the real graphic design work.
Yep.
And like one of my biggest pet peeves, bro, like a lot of people used to always hit me for cover art. And I'm like, man, I like making cover art, but I'm like, I'm not about to be 30 doing it.
Yeah.
You feel
only
me? Like,
doing
especially
cover art
if there's only so much money in that field.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, what can I do to like really like up the experience of when I next time have a gallery for real? And I've always been inspired by like, you know, just like Greek art and statues and shit like that. So yeah, the most fire thing I learned is how to make like figurines and and the process of that. And like really just having knowledge on like materials and stuff like that. Because after doing that, it kind of really showed me like the extent you could really take the shit past 2D. For real, for real. I started making everything, bro. I'm like, oh, this is how bro, I made a whole chain. I was making jewelry, just like anything. Like I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Nah, that's why, you know, you're one of the most fire I guess artistic creators out there that I pay attention to, because you be making, like, I think that just separates you from a lot of people. But that's also what intrigues me in your art, is because it's not just graphic design. One day you just pop up on Instagram, this nigga done made a fucking sculpture. He made a face of somebody. He made a chain,
for real,
a ring, whatever. Like, like, what is he gonna make tomorrow? Like, that's what niggas be thinking.
Nah, real talk. It's a gift and a curse though, because I feel like when marketing myself, it's easy to like try to, you know, like, okay, so one of the things I learned, right, when making a brand, right, I feel like the worst mistake you can, not the worst mistake, but one of the mistakes you can make is trying to cater to everybody in different areas. Because once you do that, your stuff looks all over the place. Or it looks like you just try and fit in to like a certain, you know, thing. So when it comes to learning all those skill sets and, you know, showcasing all that stuff, that's kind of one of them situations I ran into where I'm like, okay, like a lot of people follow me for graphic design, but then I'm doing all this other stuff. And then it's kind of hard for sometimes for those graphic designers to be like, oh, this is hard, because it probably may seem too complex. And it's just like, man, bro, like, we're trying to learn Photoshop. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to learn Photoshop.
I'm not there yet.
We're not even,
you know, we ain't even there yet, bro. You know, so
where the fuck did you find a printer for that? Like,
you know what I'm saying? But that's why I pivoted to more so putting people on game as a creative entrepreneur. That way it's like I'm talking to you to know how to like go past that point, rather than just showing you the end result of what that looks like.
For sure.
That way it doesn't just, you know, so.
Nah, for sure. For sure. That's big. Hey, that's a key too for anybody that's watching. You know, because I picked up on that within the last year is, you know, building a brand and staying consistent with what you're putting out to the world so that you build that brand. If, like he said, if you're doing everything, you're putting everything out, like all of your ideas, nobody knows what to go to you for. They don't know what your thing is. You need a thing, then you can build off of that thing. But
man, you got your niche. It's so important.
For sure.
It's so important. But, you know, it doesn't mean stick to one thing. Just how do you compress it?
How you compress it. And, you know, this is artist that I work with a lot, and she's always talking about she's struggling with finding a sound. And I'm like, what I just learned in this last year is like, she's like, she makes so much different music, so she don't know how to find a sound. I'm like, really, it's the music that you put out that matters. You can make all the music you want, whatever ideas you have. But like, to build a sound, just put out music in a certain niche. To build that. You could make whatever you want, but what you release is what people gonna hear.
What people are gonna hear, like who you talking to, you know?
Exactly.
Your audience.
So the best thing is to talk to that person just like you and whatever you going through, because you know best what that feel like. You know best what you as a person is like, okay, this is just who I'm, because who you are too is like, I feel like who you keep around you too. It's almost like
For sure.
It's like a fan. There's this other rule too, where it's just like, you know, you get one person, they tell 5 people. You tell, you know, you tell 5 people, tell 10. You know, it's like scales, but all those people relate, like, are like each other. You know what I mean? So you want to just always stay consistent.
For sure.
For sure.
No, that's big. That's big.
Touching on like branching out and roots. So how do we find ourselves in LA? So Maui to South Bend. Now you're in fucking LA. Like, what's that trajectory look like?
Yeah, so I mean, just to give a background, because people are like, what is Malawi? Right? Like, Malawi is the country I was born in, Southeast Africa, a real small country. rare to even meet somebody from there.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations. You came across the line, yes, sir.
Yes.
But you know,
it's a blessing.
Nah, so Malawi, that's the country I was born. Why Indiana? Like I moved to South Bend, Indiana. And I don't know. I think that was just the cheapest state. My parents were like, "Yo, this is where we live."
When'd you move there?
I was 4. It was 1999.
Okay, bet.
4 or 3 around there. Yeah, 1999. I went there. I was young, and then I was raised there, South Bend, home of the Fighting Irish. I guess that's what
you said. I guess.
For.
I mean, I don't
you know what I'm saying? Like that's the best thing we known for. I mean, Michael Jackson, he's in Gary though.
He's in Gary, right?
You know, but
you got Babyface over there.
Babyface, yeah. Gary damn near Chicago though. Yeah. But you know, so I was raised out there. Very different. I'm gonna say like, yeah, man. You know, it's a lot of black people there, but definitely white. You feel me? Which is cool. But growing up like African, because my household was real African. Like, you know, I still know my language and just like, you know, I try to definitely like keep in tune with just where I'm from, my root, because you know that's what made me. So yeah, it was cool. I went to school out there. That's where I actually found my love for really design and stuff, just because it was a graphic design class. I always like been into art, but my dad, he went to school at Purdue, and he used to bring back art projects, and then like that's how I found my inspiration and shit. So once I got that inspiration, I just kept going. It was just the best way I like could really put out my ideas, what I feel, you know. And then high school, there was a graphic design class. It was the first time they ever had it. My parents were kind of on the fence, like, yo, don't do art. Like, you need to go to school for something you make money for. Like, they wanted me to do art. They knew I was good at it, but they're like, at least figure out how you can make money. You know, so I found out about graphic design in high school, and I was like, okay, where?
So is that where you learn, like, the basics of, like, I guess, how to work the different software?
Yeah, so actually, when it comes to the softwares and stuff, so there was a point in middle school where when I was told like, yo, go to school for something you make money for, like I kind of dropped art and then got into computers and shit.
Yeah, okay.
Because I wanted to work for Apple at one point. And I was like, yo, I might have to just be a, you know what I'm saying, computer engineer, something like building some software. And that's where I got the skill of like being like computer savvy and like learning software and stuff. And then I was like, yo, I want to get back into like what I actually, you know, love. So when graphic design came about, I'm like, oh, this is art and that computer savvy mix. And it helped because I was like really ahead of the curve for a lot, like with a lot of people in my class and stuff. Because I was always just going back home and teaching myself most of the things, coming to school. And what's funny is I used to low-key fail some assignments in graphic design just because I didn't make a certain project the way the teacher wanted me to.
You did it.
I did it in
easier this way. Like,
I did it the YouTube way. Like, you know what I'm saying?
This guy taught me a 5-minute hack.
Man, so, you know, it was just stuff like that. But, you know, I went through it. It was like whatever. But, yeah, that's where I learned the foundation, just being self-taught and the class, too. So, yeah.
No, very fire.
Dope. And then, after high school, I went to Columbia College in Chicago, art school out there. And shouts out Chicago, man. I found like a lot of my like creative drive just through that city.
Bro, I've heard that city is like oozing like creative juices type shit.
Bro, yeah, bro. Yeah. And I was there around the time like when you had, you know, the Vic Menzas, Chance the Rappers, and all them coming up. Wave. You know, we used to be at the store, like my homie Parker, like he was a videographer and stuff too. Like we used to just be like skipping class. We'd chill at the store. Shouts out to Juggernaut, like, you know, over there. Yeah. And that was kind of like, it felt like Melrose, what LA Melrose was in 2017, 18. That's what it was over there in Chicago at that time. So yeah, the creative juices, it was just flowing. Everybody was doing something different, like crazy. It was dope, you know. So.
Ain't that where Buddy from Lyrical Lemonade from Chicago?
Yeah,
from
actually
right outside,
Cole, yeah, Cole. So bro, even that, like Cole used to be, I used to think he went to Columbia because sometimes I like see him and shit, but he was just around the city. And that time he was starting up his whole thing too. He was real close with my homie
Parker
too. Yep. Shouts out to, and like we always just like, it was a whole creative, like, collective thing. Like, it was just young kids creating. So, yeah.
That sounds dope.
Everything was bubbling, bro. Shouts out to Cole, though. He definitely came out crazy.
I think he said he was going, I don't know what school. He was going to some school. He said he dropped out.
He did. It was, I don't even want to say the wrong school, but it was definitely, like, in that area because it was Columbia. I think there was another school. Man, I forgot, like, the other schools like that. But basically, yeah, it was in that city. A lot of schools, Chicago Art Institute, it was right there, too. You know, like,
that's dope.
It was real dope.
You kind of lit up when you talked about Chicago. Why'd you leave?
Why'd I leave?
Yeah.
It's cold. Nah. But honestly,
that's a fact.
I was in Columbia for a year, right? And the reason I lit up because of Chicago, because like that was the city where I'm like, I love to just go to. Like, it was a train ride away from where I was from in South Bend.
Yeah.
So it was just the closest city. You feel me? And like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, like that was just the closest thing to like the dream.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, where it's like, damn, bro, like we in this small town, like nobody wants to see what's going on in the city, you know what I'm saying? And I was like firsthand really seeing the rapper, like the chance of rappers and stuff like really go up. And, you know, as a kid and just a fan and a student of just hip hop, the culture, it's just like, yo, if I could get close with these artists, the Young Chops and all them, like Kiki, like it was just crazy, bro. I'm like, what?
It's
like,
definitely a different
I was
energy.
a fan of just a bunch of shit, so it was lit. But no, I left really too, cause like once the homies and stuff dropped out, they started kind of just expanding their network and moving to the other. It was New York or LA. And it did inspire me because I'm like, yo, like it's more out here than the city too. So I kind of wanted to challenge myself as well and kind of just move to a bigger city. And LA just was it.
Yeah.
It's just where I came.
You probably got here, you like, yeah, this is for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Real quick though, how do you say your last name?
It's real easy. Ngumuya.
Ngumuya.
Yeah, Ngumuya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. I got it.
That's not what I thought at all.
For real?
Yeah. It's not
a lot of people, you know, it's crazy. A lot of people you say nigga Muya. I'm like, bro.
Whoa.
Yo, that is
teacher. Hey, Rannel nigga Muya.
In Indiana?
He said what?
Yo.
Like
that's not even close.
Because of NG, it's like, that's why. I'm like, bro.
How you feel about all this? Like the world is in love with Africa right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I love
you know what I'm talking
Yeah, they finally know, man. We came from, you know, the world's biggest booty scratchers to motherfucking
that's
scratching the records, my nigga. Like, we on top.
That's exactly what my man's Osa said, bro. He grew up in New York. He's like, they dad used to call him like booty scratch, all that shit. Like,
man,
they used to hit him with all these crazy. I'm from Maryland. They wasn't really treating niggas like that, but in New York, apparently they was violating African people.
It was you know, they were violating, bro. Even in Indiana, like, you know, even though we like young, it was jokes and shit, but it's just like
no more. The jokes not coming no more.
Right, man. You got Black Panther coming out now. They all wearing dashikis, my boy. Like, come on, man. I remember you 5 years ago, nigga. I remember you what you said.
Nigga wearing the dashiki, go crazy. Now the nigga want to learn about the food and shit. He trying to eat.
Niggas over there eating injera. Come on, man. Man, food challenges, all that shit. That shit crazy. That shit crazy. But it's great, though. I'm glad that the love is really coming back. Like, it's actually a beautiful thing to see and for people to tap in the roots of, like, what made all of us and inspired all of us to be here. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's a blessing, man. I mean, the world woke up. Well, it is waking up even more, too. So it's lit. I like it.
I seen one of my mans was at the club the other day, and they had a sign come out, and it said like bottle girl sign. It said everybody want to be African now. That's what the sign said.
Oh shit, that's funny.
I'm like, damn, these niggas getting their get back for real.
Man, they get back.
It's hard too.
You know, honestly, like it's funny though because it's like I don't even think it's a I don't really view it no more as everyone trying to be African because we are all one, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's how I just really see it. Like it's just everybody tapping back into their African roots.
Yep. Niggas
Y'all
lost
welcome
it.
back.
Lost
you know what
it,
I'm saying?
yeah.
That's it.
Y'all niggas been lost for a minute.
Yeah, lost for a minute.
You
Now
feel
you
me?
back.
It's just everyone tapping back in. So, we accept it.
Yeah, especially with that. I also added to that. Niggas started doing the that DNA shit, ancestry shit.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Nah, when that started happening, bro, I swear it was 1 week where I'm just like every rapper, I'm like 20% Nigerian. Actually, I'm like, yo, what? Like everybody's Nigerian.
Yeah.
And like I see it being true, but like at the same time, like, dang, y'all just started like.
Even Drake, like, yo, I'm 30% Nigerian. Yeah, the other day. Yeah.
Drake said that?
Yeah, he posted his ancestry and it said whatever the majority of the shit was Nigerian. So that nigga, like, I guess I'm Niger now.
What? That's crazy. Nah, that's actually crazy.
Nah,
you know who I fuck with though? That's the artist of it, man. French Montana.
Yeah.
Oh,
like.
He's from Morocco, right?
Yeah, he's from Morocco, but like I low key fuck with him, like just even embrace it, cause like, bro, him, I feel like a lot of people sleep on just like how he even is just kind of just expressing and just like showing culture too.
Yeah,
feel me?
He's very casual about it.
Yeah, he's casual about it. Like it ain't even like, cause he's really, he is what he is. Akon, shouts out to Akon. I look up to niggas like that.
Nah,
so like.
real.
They give real embrace.
Yeah, like a bunch of. There's a lot more out there, but yeah, man. Shouts out to my African brothers, sisters, all man.
So, what? Okay, so where you're from in Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do they do the multiple wife thing?
No.
Okay, I had to ask.
Nah.
I don't know if I believe that answer though.
He laughing and shit. He like,
I mean, not my family. I don't know. I mean,
have you seen it? You seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
How you
it's
feel about
a thing, huh?
How you feel about it?
How I feel about it? Shit, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? You do what you gotta do. You feel me? So that's really it. But nah, it's really a different. I guess it's a different viewpoint for me. I just couldn't handle that, man.
Yeah,
like that's
for sure.
Yeah,
you need the money,
my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You definitely can't do that without a certain type of income. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I
know Akon does it. I think.
I think he has like 5 or some shit like that.
Yeah, bro.
God damn.
That nigga got it. He about to make
you gotta have money, bro.
You can just build different houses.
5 is crazy.
When you have money, it don't matter, man.
Bro, imagine a cul-de-sac and then each.
That nigga leave the crib and goes to the crib next door. And
shit. Personally, I just wouldn't want my kids to be confused. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I wouldn't want them to be confused.
Yeah, it's like a cousin brother. No, how does the relationship work with the kids? Oh, they're all brothers and sisters technically, right?
Yeah, just like half.
Yeah, just all half.
Yeah.
They calling the other mom, other mom, other mom.
They all?
Are they all stepmoms?
Call the other mom.
Stepmom, some might not even want to say her name because they might hate her. You know what I'm saying?
And it's one dad, though.
It's just like,
that's a lot of power, my boy.
Man, a lot of organization.
Yeah.
OD. You remember I told you, he said my mom's was in school and some girl came up to her and said they got the same dad type shit. And she like, what the yeah. So he was kind of on that wave too.
Yeah. We call her mom, Christina. Like, she goes back, your son just called me like, I could only imagine.
Nah, a headache for sure. Okay, so on the topic of what we've been talking about, all that good shit. So, have you experienced any like racism in the industry that you work in? Anywhere? Like,
yeah,
because you are young.
Yeah, yeah. It's like there's politics for sure. Yeah. I seen favoritism. For sure.
Favoritism. We'll call it.
I'll call it that.
Yeah,
Very
You
political.
know, I try not to focus too much on it because at the same time, like, you know, your lane is your lane, your story's ready. You feel me? And like, it is what it is. You know, people have their time to shine. But like, I definitely seen some favoritism. But when it comes to corporate, especially, nah. That's why I'm like, man, I'm gonna stick to freelancing. I've been doing it, freelancing 7 years now in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God.
Yeah, nah,
do
congrats,
a lot, man. Like for real. So, you know, I like to just be in my own lane, control my own lane, and be the boss of my own, you know, things.
Nah, for real.
That way I don't really gotta deal with just like being chose. Like, oh shit. But it's a lot of favoritism out here though.
That corporate shit for real. For real. In any industry, that shit whack as fuck.
Especially design, bro. I swear, I feel like when it comes to design and corporate, it's built like a school. Like it's built to make designers be like kind of caged in a bit, like in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
Nah, I see that.
Cool.
So I worked at Vice Media for a little bit when I was in New York. And I was working in an IT department, but I would see like basically the way the headquarters was set up, they had little rooms where the video editors would be. It's like small little booths. They go in the room and they have a light on, but you could see in every booth. And they just be in there editing. And I was editing video back then. So I'm like, maybe I want to like, you know, pivot from the IT department to that department.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'd just be walking around and seeing how they working. It was like slave time. Like,
bro,
they go in the booth, they lock in for like hours, then they just editing. They come out, another nigga go in the booth and get the edit. Like, yo, that shit was crazy.
You got the manager, hey, you guys got it done yet? We need this 15 minutes. Wait, bro, like, damn, quality over quantity. I thought, nah, they
and then like the fucking like computer would break down. Some shit would happen to the computer while they editing. So that's when I would come in and they just be stressing like, yo, I gotta get it done by this time. Like, can we get it fixed? Like,
I couldn't admit, bro. I hate that shit, bro. I'm just like, nigga, nah.
Take the fun out of it.
I care too much. Yeah, it takes the fun away. I care too much about the quality of my work. Like, I really do. And like, I've been learning to, you know, get it done faster. You know, shouts out to AI, man. Hey, bro.
No one's gonna touch on that.
I know we were, but this is a great way to even just put that in because to be honest, when it comes to that fast workload shit, at least that's something, a system that helped me kind of like, okay, I get this done faster. You feel me? Like, I'm already raw at what I do. It's just that AI should just make it raw and just faster because I'm just like, oh, yeah. All right, cool. But I still create everything that I do. You know what I'm saying? Sure. I'm not like relying on just AI, but like at the same time, man, I'm using that shit as a tool.
It's a great tool.
The way I see it is like, especially in like art and design, AI is a great tool, but like at the end of the day, you still gotta have the ideas to creatively use it, or
it's like, only gonna replace the basic niggas. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You trying to do some basic shit, make a flyer,
and that's why y'all should follow me because I'm gonna teach you some game, bro. How to like go further than just basic. Man. You know what I mean? So, but for real though, it's only gonna replace like the people that just know how to just, you know. But if you got the sauce and you really been doing this and know how to utilize it in a way, bro, it's here to stay at this point. Bro.
Yeah, for sure.
I see artists in the comment like, why are you promoting AI? It's gonna replace us. No,
it's not.
Nah.
No, it ain't. I mean, like, it will replace people for sure, but
like you said, the basic shit, like the people, like I've seen some creative shit done with AI, and we just getting started. It come at the end of the day, like you said, it's a tool.
Yeah,
and somebody has to operate that tool with creative ideas, or it's just a tool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a hammer. You can't build a house with a hammer unless you know how to. Like,
the way I think about it, it teaches you how to work smarter than harder.
For sure.
And to be a great businessman, or just even at that level that is operating at a high scale, you gotta work smart. I mean, it's just is what it is. Like, them niggas ain't working hard. They just putting the shit together in their mind. Like, all right, let's be smart about it, and then
and you can kind of minimize your team too. Less people needed to do like you might have to outsource this one task. So you don't got to outsource it no more type shit. Like,
hey man, condolences. I mean, not condolences. I don't want to make it seem like they dead, but nah, like I do feel bad though because I know some people laid off and stuff, but. It's like a blessing. I always say, like, whenever a homie come, like, man, I just got laid off, bro. I'm like, man, it's a blessing in disguise. Start your own shit.
Yeah, go
in. You feel me? Just go in. This AI is just gonna help you build your own shit.
Yeah.
You better just start using that. So,
touching base on freelancing. Give us the most difficult client you've ever had. I'm not laughing.
Oh shit. They gonna look at this like, man, what?
Say their name.
Nah, I won't say a name, but you know what? It's funny because I think the most difficult clients be the ones without the budget.
Oh yeah.
I'm be real. It be them. Like, I can't say I've had a difficult client that's actually like
stressed you or whatever.
No, I've had clients that stress me, but everyone that I'm thinking of that like is just like passing by my head are the ones that just are like trying to do too much, and it's just like, bro, like
trying to do too much with a small budget.
Not even just small budget, but just small everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
bad
hey, shouts out,
bad idea.
Yeah, like shouts out to like everyone starting up and shit, but like sometimes they just be doing too much, and I think it's because it comes with them overthinking of like how perfect it should be when really in reality it's like, bro, when starting up some and like business and just all that stuff, like, yeah, you want to be particular, but things change.
Yeah.
And like it goes a different direction. So yeah, like my most difficult clients were them. I want to say if I was to think of like somebody, I can't even say somebody at an upper level is difficult just because of the budget put behind it, and also because of like how big they are. Like, shit like that.
It makes sense.
It does make sense, and it requires a lot of power too. Like where it's like, yo, because their asses are on the line too, for real.
Yeah, that's when shit get different. When you working on a big job and
this gets messed up. We don't go number one. It's my ass and all that. It's like, I feel you.
You're like, you know what? That is a good point.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, it'd be like that.
No, for sure. We was shooting music videos for a while. Same thing in the music video realm, where it's like, the clients that have the bread to spend, like they have a budget, they spending it. They were cool. Clients were cool. It was the clients that were, on a budget, trying to squeeze out their last few dollars to get this video done. And now they asking for re-edits and recuts and can you do this and can you do that after the fact? Like,
they be trying to finesse the most.
Yeah.
But it's crazy though. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Touch on those big clients, because I mean, you're pretty humble, but I'm gonna speak for you. You got marshmallow under your belt. You got cookies. Mad artist Jalil, obviously. You know what I mean? You've been doing your thing for a while in that high realm. How did you navigate that? Like, how did you get there?
Man,
who was your first big like?
The first big?
Yeah, the first big breakthrough.
Bro, who was that? You did a figure with pink hair. It was like a chubby baby.
Oh, for my homie Sweet Sound.
Yeah, that's Sweet Sound.
That's how I learned about you. I've seen.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I saw that first.
That was the
Zeke
first
shared
time.
something, and then I'm like, I've seen Sweet Sound's video.
Yeah,
because the baby's like walking through the
desert. Border
like,
baby. That was the first. Damn, that's crazy because that was around the time when the pandemic started happening.
Yeah,
and I started making the figurines and stuff.
Yeah.
So man, navigating through that. So I think. As crazy as it sounds, my first biggest client was when I was in, I want to say first year of college or senior year of high school around there. Yeah, but I was working through, y'all remember my mixtapes? Yeah. So, good homie over there, he reached out because he found me over the internet making cover art and stuff. And then he was like, yo, like, if you want, like, you could be the designer and stuff for all the artists that we're working with. And at the time, I knew him for a mixtape platform, but they also were tapped in with all the like rappers and stuff. So I did Timbaland's King Stays King album art, tour bus, and stuff like that around that time. And I wouldn't say that broke me through, but that was my first like client where I'm like, oh shoot, this big. Then it went from that to just doing a bunch of people, bro. Like, before I made Lil Uzi Vert's first single cover artwork. For his so the first song he had, well, I won't say it's the first because he's probably released a lot of songs before, but I just remember I reached out to Don Cannon. I was like emailing heavy. And that's how I really was getting clients. I was really emailing.
Before AI.
Showing, before AI.
The type
and that's
the
other thing too. We're going to touch on this later, but like I was making like pitches and like decks and stuff before I even really realized like, you know, what I was really doing. But I was just like, yo, I want to like pitch this idea. So I reached out to Don Cannon and he was real cool, bro. He actually reached back out. I was surprised. And like, we were emailing. He's like, yo, I got this artist, Lil Uzi Vert, and he's about to release his first album, and then we're trying to release a single leading up to it. It didn't end up being the main single, but it was called Made in a Million, or Made a Million, sorry. And then, so if you look at that cover, you could kind of see where the inspiration for the sculpture is ahead, because I was real, as I said at the beginning, into Greek mythology. So I made that cover, and I was supposed to make what was the first tape he released?
I should know this from Philly, but
bro, I'm supposed to make that cover art. That's one thing I regret, bro. I lacked, bro.
What happened?
Because of school, bro.
Oh, yeah. Talking about Love is Rage?
I think so. Love is Rage. Yeah. Love is Rage. Yeah. Okay. So I got an opportunity to like make that cover, but bro, at the time, I didn't realize nor see like, oh, Uzi's gonna be this big ass artist.
Yeah, I don't think nobody really knew, bro.
No one really knew. I mean, shit, Cole knew. He at that time too. He actually threw like a Lyrical Lemonade show at this, I forgot what. Yeah, it was it was like this
leader. He had a few
but,
people.
Yeah, and Uzi was one of the first artists that he actually had out there.
I remember that.
Yeah, so it was around that time, Love is Rage, bro. But yeah, because of school and shit, I was just like, man, they're asking for a lot. But I still did it, but I wish I would have put my full effort. But the cover for Made a Million went through, so that was cool. Yeah. And then, the first, it was a couple stuff I did. Like different art. But Marshmallows, that definitely was that one where it was like, oh, this nigga is on something. He made a whole, rollout. I got to, art direct the whole rollout. Yeah. It was hard.
No, that's crazy. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I think, tell me if this was before or after. You did like a store sign, right?
Oh yeah, cookies.
Cool. Yeah. So was that before you started doing sculptures and shit?
Yeah, it was, because that was when I had my first gallery, I did Cookies and Kicks logo on that store that time. Okay. And I pretty much did my gallery, and then the store opened like a day later, I think.
That's tough.
It was crazy. It was so tough, and it was right down the street.
Yeah. I feel like that around that time I was like, this nigga doing store signs? Who is this nigga? Like,
no, you was flexing.
I'm like, he not a graphic designer. This nigga do everything.
Bro. I was flexing. He was shitting on a lot of niggas out there.
Bro, I'm so mad the pandemic came in, because bro, it shut so much outside, and the niggas was outside. I had that gallery on Fairfax Melrose for like a couple months. Like the opening was dope to where they're just like, yo, like, I guess you could just, run it for the rest of the month. And then the rest of the month turned into it going for like 2 months. And it was dope, bro. Like,
that's cool.
If I really legit felt like I had my own store, pretty much. People were coming in and out, buying pieces.
Shitting on y'all niggas.
Man, what? It was dope, bro. It was lit. Yeah. It's gonna happen again though.
Oh man,
it's gonna happen again. It's gonna be lit.
What so I'm gonna ask, where's Jalil connection come from?
All right, so Yeah, me and Jalil, we met pretty much at the beginning of our LA, saga of us moving in. And it's dope because I think the time I met y'all, or actually I was introduced to y'all, because I think I was introduced to y'all through basically Jalil.
Yeah.
Shooting the
when
music
he pulled
video
up,
at y'all place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say, what year was that?
That was 2019.
2019?
I just moved here, yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay, so we met the year 2018, 17, around then.
Nice.
2018, I want to say. Yeah, so, I was just outside of club, bro. This big-ass nigga just walked up. Just like, hey, you African? I was like, yeah. I'm like, you African too? He's like, yeah, I'm Nigerian. And I was like, oh, word. And he's like, I'm Jalil. I was like, oh, shit, Rannel. That's like how it happened, bro. He'll tell you the story. Yeah, dead ass. And I think he asked me that because at the time, man, I was wearing a turtleneck. I was looking like one of those.
You had the turtleneck with the little gold chain?
Yeah. You can find me on the internet with it.
It's either you African or you have brunch in New York.
Yo.
No,
niggas thought that I was so fly. I know I did, but
because you had this moment.
You was fresh in LA.
I was fresh though. You know what I mean? Exactly. But like, he asked me. But it's funny because he was wearing some other shit too. So I'm just like,
knowing him,
we just bonded over some bad out. No, I'm just like, niggas was fly at the time, but like. Obviously there was a style too, but we bonded over that. And then after that, we just kept like touching base like here and there. Yeah. Our relationship actually didn't even get close like immediately. It was like probably a month over time. Yeah. Because he would hit me like, yo, what you think of this? Like, I need help on this cover art. And then Angel from Heaven, when he released that album, which is one of the songs I think we shot the video too that was on there. At your place. Yeah, when he was getting that ready, I was like, bro, I'll just do the album artwork. I got this vision for you.
I know.
That was it.
Like,
I did like a whole little fake rollout. Yeah. It was funny. Like, I photoshopped a billboard. It was so dope. It was hard. It was hard.
Nah, I can, like,
we're going crazy.
The moment you say the title, the cover art, like, just pops in my head. That's your art, man. Like,
mad vibrant and just like,
it's easy to remember. For sure. For sure.
So, yeah.
That's funny.
That's how we just got locked in, and after that album, he's like, "Damn."
At that point, he like, well,
at that point, he was living in Azusa. He used to come from Azusa to LA.
That's the truth.
Just like I was like, "Shit, you crash at my spot, while you out here," and then he used to, couch hop. Shit.
Because that's the truth. I used to wonder how he was doing that shit, like, because I done been to their crib mad times in Azusa, and I just be like. How are you in Hollywood every day, bro?
And you bro, I was confused. It was days I'm like, where did you sleep? I'm like, where did you sleep, nigga? Nah. He'd slide through like 2 days, like, oh, what's up, bro? Been in LA for 2 days now. I'm like, damn.
You can't be it's really hard to be a brolic ass 6'3" nigga.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, just stay here if you want. Like he stayed at my spot for like a little good grip, bro, but like, he really was just like, I don't know, bro. His transportation skill was a little different. I'm like, this nigga running for sure. That nigga that shit was crazy, bro. It was a great time.
I'm assuming you saw the vision, though?
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. Yeah. I mean, I saw the vision. It definitely was very different, though. At the time, too, because, you gotta imagine, bro, like, a big brolic nigga just going out there, just, like, popping up everywhere, bro. Yeah. Just, like, flipping. You know what I mean? But for me, as the more time I spent with him, I always saw him pass those flips. Like, even when he was doing it, I knew why he was doing it. But because... he actually, like, he really can make music, bro. Yeah. Like, niggas know that. Yeah. Like, he really be tapped in, bro. Like, he knows music production. And some people might not know, like, he produces touch. Too. Yeah, he just got a natural touch. So, I was able to see that firsthand when, like, outside of the Instagram, outside of that, like he was really like going in. If you listen to Angel from Heaven, I mean, you could hear it.
Yeah.
Feel me? The octaves, all that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, yeah, I could see the vision, especially on the artist tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I didn't know. I mean, I knew the backflip shit would break through at some point. I didn't know when.
Yeah.
Because it took a minute.
Yeah, for sure. It took longer than
what he was doing. Shit.
It took longer than some of us expected. We kept putting niggas on like, yo, anytime now. Like
I feel like a lot of people saw it, but it was just like it was hard for the industry, I think, to understand too.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's like, okay, how can we market it?
You know what it was? I feel like people thought it was more gimmicky.
That's what they thought, yeah.
And then it took, I think the pandemic helped because it expanded social media.
It did.
So now you're hitting certain algorithms. People are like tapped into different lanes.
Yeah.
They're like, no, this is actually entertaining. And shit, he sound like an angel. Like, we can't disregard that he's singing. Yeah. He's 6'3" with 0% body fat. Like,
shit crazy.
Bro, it's like crazy. Yo, if you write this down on paper, it sounds crazy.
It does. But it worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
For
so
sure.
yeah, I'm glad because, now niggas is really
that's dope.
Doing crazier shit.
That's dope. Also,
part of it, yeah.
That nigga Connie from Chicago too.
He is, yeah.
But y'all ever chop it up about that or just
I met Connie around the time.
Deadass? You met him out there?
No, not in Chicago. No. I met him around the time I was meeting Jalil Versus.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Versus. Yeah, all three of them were living together for real.
Okay.
Like they were like in Azusa.
Yeah, we saw like
say yup. So yeah, it was dope. I met them around that time.
Nah.
I don't want to let time elude us. I have to have you explain the bungalow story to me.
Oh yeah.
So
fire.
Background, we met, we was at Soho House.
Yeah.
Downtown. I think I was lit, you're lit. Dap each other. I'm like, holy shit, I ain't seen you in like 6 months or some shit.
Yeah.
You have been going crazy.
Yeah.
Like, the collection, like the drops, the merch, like the story behind it, different artwork. I think you just started Rannel Studios.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just like trying to get tidbits because I'm like, this trajectory is crazy.
Okay, yeah.
And you like broke it down to me. So please tell the people.
All right. So Bungalow Boy, for those that don't know, it is my brand, my creative outlet where, I express more so the story of a creative, young creative, trying to make the best out of what he got using his artistic ability. You feel me? So, yeah, I started during the pandemic, man. Like, everything was popping off with just, like, the cover arts and all that stuff. But, like, one of the things that, like, kind of, like, made me feel like, all right, I need to start my own thing is because I had a story. You feel me? Being from Africa. So, it's like how, for me, I'm like, yo, I came from Malawi out here to, Indiana and moved to LA from Chicago after going to college. And I'm like, bro, I made a living off of freelancing, like my art. Like, you know what I mean? Like, till this day. So basically, I'm like, yo, like, how do I tell this story where it's like through this character too? You feel me? And I always wanted to have my own character, like almost like that imaginary friend type thing. And my dream has always been to make a cartoon as well too. So yeah, I started Bungalow Boy because, at the time I was making a lot of artwork of distorting the artists, like famous hip hop artists' images, but like including little like tidbits of their story. And I was always creating around other people's story, but I just didn't think I created around my story enough. And the character, a lot of people ask, like, is it you? Like, kinda, but like, I don't really view it as me. I just view it as just like a young, creative black kid that, comes from just a place where it wasn't a lot of opportunity and is just like going so crazy and far with his imagination, which I feel like a lot of kids can relate to. You feel me? So yeah, I created this character and like his whole mission is to, he wakes up in the morning, gets on the toilet, starts thinking. And my first inspiration to art was a thinking man. And that was like a sculpture I loved. And I was like, damn, it's just this naked nigga on a rock just thinking, you feel me? But it wasn't about the art, it was about the moment and where the thoughts come from and just him in a vulnerable place. So I feel like the greatest connection to that was me just being on the toilet because that's where I thought of the idea and everything, you know? So the story is when he wakes up, gets on the toilet, he's just thinking, procrastinating, like, oh, what am I gonna do? And then the toilet paper character, his name TP, he comes up and is like, yo, get up and like make something out of yourself. You feel me? Like go out into the world and use like your head. You feel me? Literally. So, you know, he travels through different universes. And every time he travels back from a universe to his real world and stuff, he takes everything he learned from like being in those situations to figure out how to get back to the root of where he came from. And that whole story is essentially like based on me using my art to eventually get back to, you know, my home country, Malawi, and like kind of just give back all the resources and just the foundation that I set here and just inspire kids and hopefully build like, you know, a whole, you know, school and just a system where it just inspires kids without resources like that. Cause they really creative, bro. Like kids in Africa, like they make a lot of things out of nothing. Like literally, you feel me? So what happens when you give those resources back to those type of kids? So that's what Bungalow Boy is based off of, man. That's
beautiful,
crazy.
dog.
Yeah, crazy. First of all, crazy just concept.
Chain crazy.
Crazy concept overall. Yeah, the chain tough.
Hey,
too.
man.
Chain tough.
Just a reminder. It was like my little prize where it's like, yo, you finally built something that's dope. So here's just like a charm just to always remind you of who you are and like where you come from. And
it represents you.
Yeah.
No, that's very fire. The concept overall, the way it comes together is fire. And because it comes from a real place, it probably is why you were able to bring it all around and make a story out of it. I definitely got to introduce you to one of our past guests, Antoine. What you just said, you know, he does stuff like that. He has a nonprofit. He goes to different countries. He gives back, but he also does a high school tour right now where he has like people come sit down and do a panel to all these kids and basically explain what they do and explain to the kids how they can basically, you know, you don't have to go to college. You can do other things. So I'm gonna introduce y'all. Might be able to put that nigga get shit done. Yeah. So y'all might be able to put some shit together and go crazy. I think he just
gave water to a town and
for real.
For like the third time. Damn, like he be going to different. Yeah, he be going crazy.
Shout out to Cause International for real.
Yeah, shout out to the Cause.
That's dope, man. It's dope to see people actually doing it. Like really giving back. You know, like I remember even when I started Bungalow Boy, man. By the grace of God, bro, like I got a collaboration with Levi's, Dockers, and you know, it is under Levi's, but like like we did like a shirt collab, and they're like, yo, what do you want to do with like, you know, a certain portion or like even just a big portion of this money? And I'm like, yo, I had Levi's donate some money to a school down over there, so it was real dope opportunity to kind of just like put, you know, my money where my mouth is, and just like really like take effort into doing something, and it was dope, man. The shirt sold out. First Bungalow X Dockers shirt, like that was probably that was a breakthrough project. Right
no, that shit was crazy. I remember hitting you up about that. I'm like, God damn, this nigga's moving.
Yeah, bro. So, you know, it was dope because a lot of people from my home country too saw that and like really were just so proud. And my parents and everything were just like, they finally kind of understood at that point the trajectory of like what I'm doing could be, like what it is and where it could go. Yeah. Especially as like coming from being a graphic designer, bro, like so easy to be stuck behind that computer. Yeah. And just be known for just a computer kid, but it's like, nah,
you doing it in a you paving your own path, man. I know a lot of, you know, designers, graphic designers, artists, this, that, and the third. You definitely doing things in a way that I haven't seen done before in terms of your path. Yeah. It's beautiful to see. That's why I had to bring you on. Yeah, I think we could wrap this up with what is your favorite quote?
My favorite quote? Yeah. Man. I feel like my favorite quote is one that I saw like a while ago, but it's like train your mind to hear what God's telling you and not what the enemy's shouting. Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of them.
It's one of them.
One of them. That's the second God quote.
Yeah, for real, because man, it's crazy because it's like sometimes you're your own biggest enemy too. You feel me? Like it's so easy. Like I am someone who before it was worse, I used to overthink a lot, bro. And I'm already in my mind so much enough because it's just what I do, how I create. And I still overthink sometimes, but like also too, I've learned throughout my career and just all the situations I've been in to kind of distinguish like when it's like God talking to me and like just all this outside distractions and just what I'm used to just, you know, having like a real pivot on how I like view certain things or go about certain things. So yeah, you gotta train your mind to hear what God telling you, bro.
Man, shout out to God.
Easy. Yeah,
Allah, man.
That's deep, man.
That's
real.
for real.
That's real.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, though. That's real, man.
Thank
that's
you, bro.
real.
Yeah.
Coming from Rannel, man. Tap into his Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Learn some things, and yeah, that's another episode, right?
Yeah, shout out to Quotables.
I appreciate y'all having me, bro. I've been seeing y'all do your thing, bro, and it's amazing to see the growth for real. Like y'all been going crazy, killing it. So I'm glad to be here.
Come on, man.
Yes, sir. Oh man,
you're part of the story, man.